Hi, fellow RV pet owners. This is Bill from Bridging Borders. By the end of this video, I'm hoping, by listening to our story and what we did and did not do, that I'll have given you some tips on how you can prepare for the unexpected escape of your pet from your RV, which can happen to any of us at any time, anywhere. So let's just dive right in. Let's do some role playing. For each one of these images, I want you to pretend that you are in these situations, in these locations, and you have just lost your cat or your dog. Just imagine each one of these scenes. And then in a moment, we'll talk about what you can do to proactively lessen the time, the stress, the anxiety of searching for your lost pet. Now, I didn't end with Death Valley to scare the wits out of you, but there is a message in all of this. Each one of these scenes show opportunities for an animal to get out of your RV because your door is constantly being opened and closed. Now, I know many of you with dogs will say, well, look, if my dog gets out in any kind of situation, it will come back to me. But not so necessarily with cats. Cats are much more fickle. They're more independent and a mind of their own. And if we learned anything with the loss of Squeaky for 200 days over a 1-year period, when he got out, he went to ground. Everything was a threat to him, including us, our faces, our voices. He was not seen for 3 months. And this was only by chance on camera. So let's talk about cats in particular, because this is what our experience has been, and this is where maybe Squeaky's episode can help some of you. A couple of critical points that we learned with the loss of Squeaky. If your cat does suddenly go missing, if you're fortunate enough to see the escape happen, as we were in one of the cases with Squeaky, then you have an advantage. Don't take your eyes off him or her. Just watch very carefully where they went. You'll probably lose sight of them very quickly, but at least you'll know which general direction they went. On the other hand, if you didn't witness the escape, then it's a bit of a crapshoot. What can you do in both these situations? Now, I know each cat may act differently when on the loose. In our case, we weren't too surprised about Squeaky because he was a feral Mexican cat. He lived the first 6 months of his life on the streets in Mexico. He came to us after scaling an 18-meter palm tree and springing onto the deck of our home, after his mother was sadly killed. But you never know how they're going to react until it happens. What if you're in a truck stop? What if you're in an accident? What if there's a fire aboard your RV? There can be a whole host of things that could happen which could lead to the escape of your pet. Whatever the reason, we found in both our cases that we just had to be prepared to stay put and search. And the various search strategies that we were creating on the fly led us to the realization that we needed more eyes 24/7, and we purchased a trail camera, then eventually 2 more. And folks, I'll say it right now, if you're traveling with pets, please consider buying several trail cameras. They are game changers and will give you peace of mind. We're confident that we would never have found Squeaky without the trail cameras. They're not expensive. $50 to $80 will get you a very good camera. They're easy to set up and use, they're motion activated, and they're your eyes when you can't be there. And as you can see from this picture, taken shortly after we found Squeaky, we found him just in time. So, what did we learn after looking for Squeaky for 201 days over a 1 year period? That's 55% of the entire year looking for Squeaky, and I mean really looking for Squeaky. Well, we learned how stupid I am because on both occasions, I was the one who left the screen door open and left the window screen open in the bedroom. And I know I'm probably going to fumble again in life. And we learned that Squeaky's going to be Squeaky. Squeaky's a feral Mexican cat. Well, Boogie is too. But we know that Boogie will come back. Squeaky, no. And we want to continue with our RV life, and we know they enjoy it. So the solution seemed kind of obvious. Get a tracker for Squeaky. Well, for Boogie too, just to be safe. And at the same time, put something around my neck to smarten me up. After researching our options and realizing that there was really two ways to go. One would be to get an app for our phones that would track our pets by GPS, or get a radio tracking device. We opted for the radio tracking device because our concern with the GPS monitoring system is that it would be perhaps too broad. With a GPS system, it will tell you in a general sense where your pet is, but perhaps that radius would be too wide. What would happen if your cat was underneath the wheel of a truck in a truck stop area or in a very confined parking lot? You want to know precisely where they are, not just a general area. So we thought the radio control system would be a little bit more precise. So let me show you how this thing works. It's basically a kit to try to find your runaway cat. And it's got this receiver, and there's little transmitters that go onto the collar of your cat. And I've got one on Squeaky right now. And there's another one in here, right here. Yes. Little transmitter. And it just goes inside this silicone pouch. And then that goes on the neck of your cat. And it's a radio signal. So we've got two cats, so each one has their own sensor. So let's do number one. If that's Squeaky, we're trying to find him, you just turn it on. Push number one. And then you just turn until you get some, there you go. So it's telling me that that's the direction of the sensor. And it's good for about 1,600 feet. So you can see as I turn, it keeps you in the general direction of the transmitter that is on the collar of Squeaky. So as I turn this way, it fades, the signal fades. Keep turning on, then it's gone completely, so we know it's not that direction. Okay, it's over this direction. Oh, we lost it again. That's pretty strong right there. So let's just follow that. You can hear the frequency change. It's walking me right to an electrical station. Okay. maybe this wasn't a goodbye. Okay, we are very close to Squeaky. And let's say this was in the bushes. Then what you do is on the side, you can turn on an alarm. Push this button. The transmitter that Squeaky is wearing will give off a chirp if you were really close to him. He's inside, so I can't hear the chirp. It's not that loud. You practically have to be right on top of him to hear it. Look at that. Wild. You know why? He's under the couch. He's under the couch. Ah, we got him. We got Squeaky. Okay, enough of this screeching. I'm really sorry. Now, go and buy your trail camera and your tracker today. And thanks for watching.